Hello and welcome back to my Kansas City Royals series here on Out of the Park Baseball. Good news, we finished the year at 91 and 71, which was good enough to win our division. So the White Sox made a nice push for it at the end. You can see they won 8 in a row, but we had a big enough lead where it did not matter. In our first series, we are going to be facing the Boston Red Sox, and in fact, I should also note we actually have the best record in the American League by 1 game. So we're going to have home field advantage throughout the playoffs, which is pretty cool, at least until the World Series. We're going to be facing the Red Sox, so they only had 87 wins, but they seem like a pretty good team. I was taking a look at them. If you look at their pitching staff, this Alex Schreff is a 25-year-old. He seems to really have some good stats. Kind of more of a reliever-ish. I'm not really sure, but anyway, he had a good season. For some reason, he is not going to be their first starter in the playoffs. They want to start Brian Mata, which kind of makes no sense to me. But anyway, you can see their starting rotation there. Tanner Hook, another really good one. But he seems to be more of a reliever, and somehow he's made it into the playoffs. Anyway, their bullpen seems really good. You can see Felipe Velasquez, a pretty darn good closer, at least this past season. They've also got Steckenrider and Archie Bradley. And in terms of their hitting, obviously led by Mookie Betts, Benintendi. They also have Rafael Devers still on the team, although he did not play too well this year. Another guy that they have is Danny Diaz. He had 33 home runs last year. So I wouldn't say they're overwhelming offensively, but they've got some good hitters. I also just wanted to point out this Brendan McKay is another two-way player. So just like Ohtani, who we faced last year, and Seth Halverson, who is also a two-way player on the Angels. We are also going to be facing another two-way player, Brendan McKay, and his offensive statistics are amazing, or at least the ratings, I should say. And the stats aren't really as good. And in terms of the pitching, the stats were fine, and his ratings are pretty good as well. If we take a look here, good pitches. The movement's a little bit of a concern, but very good control, good stamina. So kind of interesting there. Now, in terms of our team, one big thing to note that I actually didn't realize when this trade occurred, which is totally my bad, but Osmer Morales is actually under contract for quite a while, so that's probably why the Cubs were so willing to trade him. I figured he was just under his original kind of team control kind of contract where it was a year-by-year thing. But yeah, so we traded Justin Williams, who wasn't as good this year. That's kind of what I expected. But anyway, Morales was solid. He had a 3.12 ERA, led the league in ERA and in pitcher WAR, and the BABIP was not that low. So this is kind of who he is and who he's been the last couple seasons. So even though it's a long contract and it's expensive, hopefully it won't be the end of the world because he does have some pretty good statistics, even though he's about to be 31 years old. But anyway, a little bit of a bummer there. But Blake Snell, our number 2 guy, I think he's a great number 2 pitcher. Didn't really feel comfortable with him as the ace, but I think going into this postseason with Morales, Snell, Skoglund, and Beeks, I can feel pretty good about that. A lot better than I did last year with the pitching that we had. Now, in terms of our bullpen, kind of a lot of confusion. So there's this Marquito Casilla, who we got in that trade with Tampa Bay, where we got, I think Jesus Sanchez is his name, that center fielder. We gave away Kapazu. Yeah, he was dominant, and he had never really pitched above AAA, or actually AA when we got him, but he did really well in AAA for us. Called him up to the majors. He was very dominant, so he might be someone that we turn to with a close game, even though he doesn't have much major league experience. The same can be said about Michael O'Donnell, someone who's got pretty good ratings. He'll be more kind of a down-the-road, solid reliever, but his pitched pretty well, pretty much in every level. Did well for us during the September call-up, so he made the team due to an injury, which I'll get to in a second. Ian Gabot had a good season. Bobby Pointer was okay. And then there's this Jack DeGrow, who we just kind of called up at the end of the year. He pitched well. And, of course, Edward Cabrera. Axel Jimenez, who I highlighted a little bit earlier, I believe. He did well. Had 12.5 strikeouts per 9 innings, ended with a 3.13 ERA. So a lot of people who are kind of new but did well. So, I guess we won't really know how well they do until we put them into the postseason and just see if they float or sink. But that's kind of that. If we just take a look at the disabled list, the only guy on there is Carlos Martinez. He will be out for 2 to 3 months. He really did start to turn it around, actually. Not someone that we're going to re-sign, but you can see in September and August and even June, really started to pitching where I would have thought he would have been always after just a terrible May. So anyway, hopefully we'll get a compensation pick for him. Offensively, Griffin Conine was just a monster. 40 doubles, 40 home runs, hit over 300. Did not do as well in the second half as the first half, but I mean, the guy had a 5.5 win season, so I'm certainly not going to complain. His home run power was 70 earlier in the year. Now it's 65. In fact, the rating's down a little bit, but he's normally had ratings like this. They were just kind of inflated a little bit earlier, so it is what it is. He's a really good player, and hopefully he can continue being anything near that because he is a beast. Vinny Toasty, another really good season, 4.6 wins, even though he's a below average offensive player. Again, it's just the speed and the defense is really quite impressive. I was looking at the stolen bases, 59 steals, only 6 caught stealing. So I think in this postseason, I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive with Toasty on the base paths. Normally, I don't really steal in this game very much, but probably will be running with Toasty because he's so successful. Nick Pratto, this is the other story. He is going to be out for another 2 to 3 weeks. He was actually not out the whole season. You can see he started 153 games. Then he decides to get plantar fasciitis right at the end. So had 200 hits this year, batted .324. Really a solid player. Very cheap. Obviously only 1 year plus of service time. So hopefully he'll come back during the ALCS if and when we get there. And otherwise, unfortunately, he'll be out for this first playoff round. Madrigal still finished with an above-average offensive season, so a great turnaround. Really happy to see, him finally turning into something because he was so disappointing for a number of years. He is 26 years old, so he really was basically good just in time for arbitration. But anyway, Sanchez did not really play too well on our team after he was traded from the Rays. I'm not super surprised about that. He's got good ratings, but they're not necessarily spectacular. He'll play better than he did for us, but I do think he maybe overperformed a little bit on Tampa Bay. That's all right. He's got team control for a while. McGuire and Diaz were a bit of a disappointment this year. They weren't awful, but certainly considering how much they're getting through arbitration, like McGuire's getting $8 million, I think Diaz is getting $5 million. You would hope for better seasons than that. And Goldschmidt, definitely on the decline phase, but still hit 26 home runs, had a .357 on base percentage, so still a above average hitter at the designated hitter position. And Zermano couldn't really put it together at the major league level, but his ratings are really, really solid. So, I assume next year he'll put it together. A lot of times during your rookie season, things don't really quite go to plan. I think I'm going to start him in the postseason, but obviously Dowell Lugo will be right there waiting in case Zermano, gets off to a bit of a cold streak. Now, Gigliotti is back on the roster. He was out almost the whole year. You can see he did pretty well during his limited time before he went out due to injury. He was out for 5 months, just came back. He might be filling in at the DH role because Goldschmidt will be playing first base. And I know that sounds like ridiculous, but maybe I'll have Dowell Lugo DH or something. Probably depend on whether there's a righty or a lefty on the mound. Just really disappointing that Nick Pratto's not going to be in, but I guess that is what it is. But let's get this game started. So we will be playing the Boston Red Sox. We will be at home. Again, we have home field advantage throughout the playoffs until we reach the World Series, if that happens. Osmer Morales is going to be our Game 1 starter, of course. I'm just going to mess with this lineup because things are all out of whack here. So I don't know that our lineup is as deep this year, and really it would be as deep if we had Pratto. But anyway, we're going to go with Goldschmidt first, Conine second, Madrigal third, Sanchez fourth. You can see the rest of the order there. I think I'm going to move up Lugo actually to the 5th spot. A lot of this will just be kind of played by ear. I just kind of think Goldschmidt is more of an on-base guy. I'd like him batting first. And Conine are probably our best overall hitter, but more of a slugging guy, so I'll have him bat second. This is kind of the sabermetric order that I would go with. But anyway, let's start Game 1 here. So we'll go till runners in scoring position through the top of the first. But we get nothing in the bottom half. Now here in the top of the second, the Red Sox with 2 outs have Betts at second. Nito is at the plate. That's going to be popped up, though. And moving over is Madrigal, and he will make the play to end the inning. So still nothing here. In the bottom of the second, the Royals cannot get anything. But now in the top of the third, the Red Sox already have 1 run. Garrett Hampson is at second. And Benintendi at the plate, 2-1 to him. That's going to be a base hit into center field. See if the run can score, and it looks like it will. So the Red Sox now up 2-0. We're just going to sim through the rest of this inning here. And the Red Sox get 2 runs, but no more. So here in the bottom of the third, the Royals also can't get anything. We have 1 hit so far. That is not good. Morales gets through the fourth, though. And now Goldschmidt looks like he hit a home run, or maybe it was Sanchez. Let's take a look at the game log here. Yes, it's a home run for Sanchez, so that is a nice thing to happen. Now Madrigal up. He gets the second base, so still only 1 out. Lugo at the plate. 1-0 is the count to him, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. Lugo will be out. Madrigal has to stay at second, but Vinny Tosti up, and he will walk. So now 2 on and 2 out with Zermeno at the plate. 1-1 is the count to Zermeno, and that's going to be a grounder to first, but the play is made by Adams to end the inning. I guess it's Adames, isn't it? It's Adames, I think. So Morales is still going to be pitching here in the 5th inning, only 57 pitches. So let's go till runners in scoring position. He gets through the top of the 5th, and the bottom of the 5th, we get nothing as well. Now here in the 6th, the Red Sox have 2 on and nobody out, so still only 77 pitches for Morales, but let's warm someone up. I'm thinking Marquito Castilla would be a good one. Let's do a bit of a mound visit just to calm him down. He says he's not even close to being tired. I'm glad. Let's go to double play depth here. So 1-2 is the count, and that's going to be a flare to center field. It looks like Sanchez will have enough time to get it, and he will. So Betts up next. Again, we will go to double play depth, although I don't think we're going to turn a double play on Betts. 3-2 to Betts. That's line to left, and a diving grab by Tosti. That's why you like to have a good defensive left fielder. So 2 gone now for Nido. 1-2 is the count to him. Ground ball to short, and that will end the inning as we get the force out at second. So Morales at 91 pitches. That's about the limit that we normally throw him, so I think he might be done after 6 innings. We'll bring in Casilla, but he'll have a short leash. Anyway, Sanchez will lead it off for us, so let's go till runners in scoring position here in the 6th. We unfortunately do not get anything. I'm going to warm someone up in the bullpen just in case Casilla has a tough time here. Maybe we can start warming up Ian Gabeau. So we'll go till runners in scoring position. So a man on third with 1 out. I think we are going to bring the infield in here against Cole Brannon. It's 0-0 the count. That's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Unfortunately, we cannot get the runner, and it's going to be an infield hit. That is lousy. Although it seems like the runner did not score. I thought he was going to score. Anyway, let's visit the mound, actually. So Ian Gabeau is ready. Casilla's been so good. So let's let him pitch here. 2-2 is the count. That's going to be a fly ball to left field. Not sure if it'll be deep enough to score the run. And coming towards the plate, here's the throw. He's out! Tosti throws him out at home plate. It was in the back of my mind that might happen, but what a throw by Tosti, it seems. So we'll get Gabeau into this game for the 8th inning. So Tosti is going to be up here to lead off the 7th. We'll go till runners in scoring position. We unfortunately don't get anything. We'll let Gabeau... Oh, jeez. Figured it was a new season. Gabeau would be better, but not really the case. So let's bring in... we'll start warming up a Bobby Pointer because we would need a strikeout if we do bring someone in. Actually, not many lefties coming up, so I take it back. How about Axel Jimenez? He strikes out a lot of people. Let's do a mound visit. So he says he's not even close to being tired. We're going to bring the infield in. Kind of don't normally like doing that, but I think I am going to do it. Hopefully Gabeau can strike out Betts. Fortunately, it's not a 2-strike count. Ground ball to third, and the infield being in pays off. We do get the out, and the run does not score. So 2 gone now. Jimenez still warming, so I think we're going to be keeping Gabeau in here. 2-2 is the count to Nido. Popped up right field. Coming in is Conine. He makes the grab, and the inning is over. So the Red Sox do not score. It's still 2-1. Let's bring in Jimenez here. So let's go batter by batter. Conine will be the first guy up here in the inning. You can see Felipe Vasquez, the lefty, is on the mound. He will get the strikeout against Conine. So Goldschmidt up next, 2-1 to him. That's a fly ball pretty deep to left field, twisting over towards the corner, but plenty of time for Benintendi to get there, unfortunately. 2 gone now for Sanchez. It's a full count to him, though, and he will walk, so a 2-out walk. Madrigal up next. It's 2-2 to him. Ground ball, base hit into center field. Heading towards third is Sanchez, and he will get there. So now Lugo up next. I don't think I'd want anyone else to hit, especially against a lefty. Lugo hits well against lefties. That's a pop-up into shallow right field, coming on as the right fielder. He makes the catch, and unfortunately, that will end the inning, so we do not score. Let's give Axel a bit of a leash here. So unfortunately, he gives up 2 base runners. It's 2 outs, though, so let's see if we can get this last guy out, and that's a shot into left center field. At least 1 run will score. Here comes a second run. There will not be a play at the plate, and so the Red Sox open up the game. It is now 4-1. Let's just go through the half inning here. So the Red Sox, now with a 3-run lead, will go batter by batter in the 9th. Toasty leads off with a walk. So Zermeno up next, 1-0 to him, and that's going to be a shot to left center field, and oh, it's a diving catch. So Diaz up next here with 1 out. That's a little pop-up, shallow center field coming onto the center fielder. He makes the catch. So 2 gone now for McGuire. Do we want McGuire to hit? I don't know if we have anyone better here. Yeah, let's let Gaglotti hit. He had a decent season this year. So Gaglotti will pinch hit. 1-0 is the count to him. That's a little flare to left field, twisting towards the line, but Benintendi will make the catch. So the Red Sox take game 1, 4-1. They get 12 hits. They definitely outclassed us in that one, consistently held the game. So a slightly different order since there is a lefty on the mound for the Red Sox in Brendan McKay, who is the 2-way player that we were talking about before. But anyway, Goldschmidt's going to lead off since he is better against lefties. We're also going to have Tinsman in the game because he's better against lefties than McGuire is. But that's going to be our batting order. Otherwise, pretty much the same. Blake Snell will be on the mound for us for game 2. I'm not going to say it's a must-win, but pretty close to it. So in the first, the Red Sox get a run immediately. Still 2 on and 2 outs as well. So 1-2 is the count. And Snell gets out of the jam, so only 1 run given up. That's not too bad. Here in the bottom of the first, we have Conine at second and Sanchez at first. Dowell Lugo at the plate here. 1-1 is the count. That's going to be a ground ball to short, and they're going to get the force out at second to end the inning. So nothing for the Royals there. We'll go back to runners in scoring position. 2 on and 1 out for the Red Sox. That's a fly ball to left. Toasty moving back, and he will make the grab, so thankfully, the Red Sox are going to get a run for an out. I will take that. 1-0 is the count to the next hitter. Fly ball to right field. Conine moving over. He will make the grab, so the inning is over. But the Red Sox still get 2 runs, so no huge innings that we've given up. But, you know, the offense really hasn't shown up for the Royals so far. We don't get anything in the bottom of the second. At least Snell gets through the third, no problem. And now here in the bottom of the third, 2 gone, we've got Conine at third, Madrigal at first, and Sanchez at the plate. So we'll see what he can do. 0-2 to him, but he lines one into left center field. That gets down for a double. Sanchez cruises into second. We are going to send Madrigal home. Let's see if there is a play at the plate. There is not a play at the plate. So Madrigal scores 2 runs in for the Royals, and this game is all tied up. Now with Lugo in, it's going to be a balk. That is funny. So it'll be 1-2 now to Lugo. A man on third base. Lugo at the plate. Flared into left center, base hit. So Lugo comes through with a clutch single, and the Royals now have the lead, 3-2. Toasty is up next. It's a full count to him, and he will walk. So the 2-out rally continues. Zermeno up next. It's 1-0 to him. Lined into left. That's a base hit. And around from third and trying to score is Lugo, and he will. So another run for the Royals. It's 4-2. Let's see what Diaz can do next. That's going to be a fly ball to center field. Coming in is the center fielder, Brennan. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. So now it is a 4-2 game. We'll go till runners in scoring position again. Snell gets through the fourth, and we get nothing in the fourth ourselves. Now the Red Sox have a man on second with 1 out. Snell at 64 pitches, so he should still have enough in him. I don't think I'm going to warm anyone up just yet, but let's see what happens here. 1-1 to Betts, and that's hit pretty well into right center field. Moving over and making the catch is Sanchez, so the runner will tag, but that's okay. It's a big second out. Now lefty-lefty with Benintendi at the plate. It's 3-2 to him, and that's going to be a base hit into right field, so it'll be a 1-run game again. Diaz up next, 1-0 to him, and that's hit pretty well to left, but Toasty moving over. I believe he'll make the catch, and he will, so the inning is over. Snell threw 5, Given up 3 runs, but at least he has kept us in the game here. In the bottom of the 5th, we get Lugo to second with 1 out. Toasty is at the plate, and he's going to ground 1 to third, and so that will not move the runner over either. Man's still on second base with 2 outs. Now Zermeno at the plate, 0-2 to him, and he will strike out to end the inning. So still 4-3 here. Snell coming back out. He's got 76 pitches. The Red Sox have a man on second with 1 out. We're definitely going to be warming someone up here. Certainly Snell will face Devers. I'm not sure about after that. I think I might want to go to Edward Cabrera here. And let's do a mound visit. So he's got a lot left, he says, and he should. He's only got 82 pitches. We're going to keep the infield normal here with 1 out. So Devers at the plate, 0-1 to him. That's a ground ball to second and through into right field. So it'll be first and third now with 1 out. Cabrera still warming. I'm thinking Snell will have 2 more batters here. Let's go to double play depth. 3-2 is the count. That's going to be a walk, so that might actually do it for Snell. Cabrera is ready. There is a lefty at the plate. Let's see what his splits are. That'll kind of determine what I do here. He is a lot better against righties, so let's let Snell throw against 1 more hitter. 91 pitches. Got to go to double play depth here. I can totally see that I'm going 1 batter too long with Snell, but it's 0-2, and he strikes out, so Snell gets a big strikeout there. Now we will bring in Cabrera. Can we hold on to this lead? Garrett Hampson at the plate. 0-0 is the count to him. Little ground ball, and oh, it's an infield hit. That's really unfortunate. So Mookie Betts up next, 2-2 to Betts, and he will strike out. So the inning's over, but the Red Sox tie up the game on an infield single. A little bit disappointing there. So Diaz will lead it off for us. Let's go till runners in scoring position. We get nothing there. Cabrera should have some more juice, so let's see if he can get through the inning. He does. At 16 pitches, there are some lefties coming up, so I think we'll let Cabrera face 1 more hitter, and then we'll go to a lefty. I'm thinking O'Donnell. I think we'll go with O'Donnell. But for now, let's go till runners in scoring position. The Royals don't get anything. We'll have Cabrera, again, face this first hitter. It'll be a dropped 3rd strike, but we get the out at first. And now with the lefty up, let's bring in O'Donnell. We'll go till runners in scoring position. He gets through that inning. We'll let O'Donnell face the first hitter. Then we'll probably bring in Casilla, but let's wait just a second. So let's go batter by batter here in the 8th inning. Lugo's going to lead it off for us, and that's going to be popped up, so it should be an easy play for the Red Sox. They make the first out. Toasty up next, 0-2 to him. He strikes out. And now Zermeno at the plate. That's going to be a ground ball to third, so a 1-2-3 inning. Let's get Casilla up here. It's going to be actually a pinch hitter. We're going to let him go at least the first batter here because we don't have anyone warmed up. That's going to be a fly ball to right field. Conine's going to move over, and he will make the catch here in the 9th, 1 away. And Hampson up next. It's going to be 0-1 to him. Little pop-up left side of the infield. And Zermeno will make the grab. Now with Mookie Betts up, I think we're going to go to Casilla. Let's do a mound visit. Feeling it a little bit, but still in good shape. I'm going to bring in Casilla, even though he's not quite warm. I don't know why O'Donnell would be tired, but oh well. So we'll have Casilla come in. He will face Betts. 1-1 to Betts here. Fly ball right field. Conine moving over. And he will make the grab to end the inning. So we're going to go to the bottom of the 9th, and the game is tied here. See if we can get anything. We might do a pinch hitter. Probably pinch hit McGuire for Tinsman. So let's pinch hit. We can put Marusic at second base at the end of the inning. So let's get Glotty in the game here. See what he can do. Because Diaz has just not been doing a whole lot. Glotty with a ground out. Very sharply hit. But unfortunately, a quick first out. Now with Tinsman in, let's again do a pinch hitter. We'll have Reese McGuire come into the game. It is 3-2 to McGuire, and he will walk. So a base runner for the Royals here in the 9th inning. With Goldschmidt and Conine coming up, a 3-2 count to Goldschmidt. Grounder to third, that could be a double play. On to first, it is a double play, and that will end the inning, unfortunately. Not good luck for the Royals. So obviously we'll have McGuire catch. And let's get Marusic into the game. He will play second base. Now Casilla, let's go till runners in scoring position. So he gets through the 10th. Thank goodness. For the 11th, we might be going to Jack DeGroat or potentially Bobby Pointer. In fact, there is a lefty coming up, so we'll probably go to Pointer here. But Conine will lead it off for us. It's 2-0 to Conine. And that's going to be a ground ball to first, and so that will be the first out of the inning. Madrigal up next, 2-1 to him. Lined into center field. That's a base hit for Madrigal. So we have a base runner here in the 10th. Sanchez is up next. That's a little flare to center field, but it looks like Bannon's going to come on and make the catch. He does. It's actually Khalil in center field. Now it'll be Lugo at the plate, and he hits one to left, twisting towards the line. Benintendi moves over, and he makes the catch to end that inning. So we're going to the 11th inning here. Casilla with 11 pitches. Given that he pitched yesterday, I think we are going to go to the bullpen, but we are also going to warm up DeGroat. I like Pointer facing the lefty here. So let's definitely face Devers, and then we'll go batter by batter about when Pointer's going to come out. So Devers strikes out. That's a big first out. Now Thomas Nido at the plate. It's 3-2 to him. That's going to be a ground ball to third, and that will be, oh no, a wild throw, and the runner's going to get to second. I think really no fault of his own, but I think that's going to do it for Pointer now that all these righties are coming up. Let's visit the mound here. DeGroat is ready. Obviously, I don't have supreme confidence in him, but so Kendrick is up next. 1-0 is the count to him. That's a ground ball to third, and Zermano with another attempt. He will get the out this time. Garrett Hampson up next. 0-2 to Hampson, and he strikes out, so the inning is over. We get through the 11th, and we got to score just for the sake of our bullpen. Gabot mostly rested, but I do not want to put in Kenan Shanowski. I do not really trust him. So we're going to keep DeGroat in the game, at least for a little bit. Let's go batter by batter. It's 3-2 to Toasty. Grounder up the middle into center field. I think we might have Toasty steal a base here. Let's have Zermano take a pitch. And it's going to be a pitch out, so I'm glad that I did take a pitch. Let's take another pitch here. It's going to be a pickoff. They know that Toasty wants to run. Yeah, let's take a pitch here. Another ball. So I think with a count of 2-0, I might just have him swing away. 3-2, that's going to be a little flare to center field. And coming on and making the catch is the center fielder, unfortunately. I was hoping he would walk. Now let's have Marusic also take a pitch here. I'm thinking there might be another pitch out. And that will be a ball. So let's have Toasty steal. Toasty heading for second. Here is the throw. And he is safe. So Toasty steals second. A huge steal of second base. Marusic is up. Unfortunately, he is not really a good hitter, but we don't have anyone else on the bench. 2-0 to him. Base hit into right field. Toasty coming around. There will be no throw, and the Royals win. In 11 innings, the Royals take it 5-4 and tie up the series.